welcome back to Terrible at Fishing. So, I thought I'd make a video about something that's really affecting, or going to be hugely affecting, our fishing in the area. We're going to be losing several lakes. Dams are going to be removed on the Klamath River. And so what I've done is done some research, and I've listened to some key people, including the CEO of PacifiCorp, who owns the 4 dams that are going to be removed. So let's talk about why they're going to be removing these dams, which dams, what lakes are going to be affected, and the impact it's going to have on the area, and the reasons for it all. So I'm going to put up this first graphic right here. All right. And can I make it bigger? I think I can. Maybe not. Yeah, here. Okay, so not a very good graphic. All right, well, it was a screenshot. There are 4 dams that are going to be removed. So there's going to be the J.C. Boyle Dam, which you've seen me fish in that reservoir quite recently and quite often. The Copco dams, number 1 and number 2. I'll use my left hand. And Iron Gate, which I love Iron Gate, and Copco's really a good lake too. So, oh my goodness. So we're losing, really those 3 lakes. The J.C. Boyle Reservoir, the Copco, and then Iron Gate. Those are all going to disappear. So those 4 dams are going to be removed. And this is to restore a 400-mile stretch of Klamath River. Why? So, all right. I'm going to go to another graphic. It's going to be a little convoluted, but really, look at the far left. The far left is in the red are 3 tribes: Kuruk, Yurok, and Hupa. Now these tribes, especially the Yurok, Yurok is a tribe right at where the Klamath River comes into, dumps into the ocean. And it's a huge habitat. And these tribes rely on, or in the past has relied on, salmon fishing. And because of these dams, it's increased it stopped the flow for salmon to go up into that portion of that 400 miles. But what it did is stop the flow of water for the most part and warmed up the river. Well, salmon are cold water fish, so they need the river to go down in temperature, and in order to create a migratory pattern back for salmon. The Klamath River at one time used to be the 3rd largest salmon fishery in the western United States, and now not much. In fact, let me put this down. We'll probably come back to it. In fact, what has happened because of the rise of temperature and the lower flow of the Klamath River, disease has set in on fish, and lots of fish are now on the endangered species list because of that. So what is the purpose of removing these 4 dams? Well, these 4 dams, by removing them, it creates a greater flow into the rest of the river, which more water creates a cooler river, and a cooler river creates less stress on the fish, less disease on the fish, and creates a reason for these salmon to come back up into the river because it's cooler, it's less stress on them, and it creates a larger migration pattern that they used to have. So that is the reason, for removing these 4 dams and losing these 3 lakes. All right. Well, these 4 dams, they generate enough power for 70,000 homes. So PacifiCorp, which is the power company that owns them, had to come up with more innovative ways in order to supplement power from other resources for the loss of that power to 70,000 homes, which is challenging, but it also created jobs in rural areas. So that was a good thing. All right, for the most part, that was all right. These lakes, we are in a huge drought in Oregon and California. We just are. Lakes are at record lows right now. And there is less water going in the upper Klamath, where all this water is coming from, which is in my backyard, than it's going out of the Klamath right now. So all the streams that normally feed into it, and rivers like the Wood, the Williamsons, etc., there's just not enough water feeding into it that's being let out of it right now. What this is really going to hurt, besides drinking water, is irrigation for farmland. One of the persons that I listened to was Scott Seuss. He owns 2,000 acres, his family does, over in Clear Lake. And 2,000 acres, there's bigger farms, there's much smaller farms. Irrigation for farmland is going to be dramatically impacted. Dramatically. Because there's just no water. I mean, you're going to remove 3 lakes to increase flow, to make a healthier habitat and ecosystem, in order to hopefully restore a salmon run, which that's still up in the air. Will the salmon come back? We don't know until it happens. So if it happens, great. I'll be fishing salmon. If it doesn't happen, we do have a healthier habitat, but by doing this, farmers, there will be farms that go out of business. Family farms will fold. I mean, unless the drought ends dramatically, which is not going to happen dramatically, but it would have to be super dramatic. This year is going to really be tough for these farmers. Next year, tougher. Because these big giant reservoirs will be gone. They'll be gone. So those are the really, the power plants, 4 power plants, or actually 3 power plants gone, 4 power plants, one's small, the oldest one. Irrigation to farms, and then the gamble that salmon are going to return. But in the end, we'll have a deeper, faster, more cooler flow of water from really not far from my house. Actually, from my house. Because I also have the Iwana lake right here, right down the street. That'll be affected because the J.C. Boyle Dam stops for not just J.C. Boyle, but it also stops it for the Iwana. So really, you got 4 lakes: J.C. Boyle, Topco, Iron Gate, and Iwana. And one of them's right in my backyard, 3 blocks away, just down the street. That lake will be a river. So I'm at a mixed feelings about this. If you're an ecologist, I think you'll like this. If you're a farmer, you'll hate it. Will it? And as for everybody in this area, it will affect us all monetarily. It just will. Water will go up in price. Food will go up in price. So, and there will be an adjustment to our environment. You want to talk about climate change? Removing 4 lakes will affect the environment of the area. So I'll leave it up to you in comments below whether you think this is if this is a good thing or a bad thing. I think it's a gamble. I think the tribes that are have been adversely affected need help. But by helping them, others are going to be hurt. So you're trading one bad thing for another. I'll let you guys think about that. This is going to happen very soon. The dams will be removed in the next year or so. And we're going to see the effects. I mean, the lakefront, the lake that I can see from my house will disappear. The river will be reestablished, which is fine. I like river fishing. I have salmon in my backyard then. Maybe. I don't know. It's a mixed bag. It is a truly mixed bag. So this is, really, the impetus is the tribal livelihoods of the 3 tribes down at the end of the Klamath River. And the moral impetus is a better ecology, a better habitat, better water quality in that area, in the river. I'll let you guys think about it. Tell me what you think below. Please subscribe, hit notifications, and tell me what you think. Good, bad, mixed? I don't know. I'm sort of torn. When it happens, I think I'll probably be less torn. So you guys take care, and I will see you guys on the water while I still got it. Take care, everybody.